We have the East, West, North, and the South. When the East, West, North, and South decide to stand up at once, a lot of things could go down. But when the East per se decides to stand up, trust me, it's tension everywhere. Now, the Igbos, threatened as court declares Labour Party candidate winner in Lagos. Now, the appeal court in Lagos on Thursday reaffirmed Thaddeus Atta of the Labour Party as the duly elected House of Representatives member representing Esiota Federal Constituency in Lagos State. Now, the National Assembly Election Petitions Tribunal, which sat at the Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos, had earlier invalidated Atta's victory. Now, Atta, who hails from Ekepiri in Etasco Central Local Government Area of the state, through Prof. Mike Ozahome SAN appealed against the tribunal judgment on his behalf. Ozekome filed and argued that the appeal before the three-member panel of the Court of Appeal, which on Thursday in Lagos set aside the previous decision by the National Assembly Election Petition Tribunal. The panel, in its unanimous decision, agreed with Ozahome and held that the lower tribunal erred when it relied on the evidences of witnesses who were not party agents where elections were held or where elections were cancelled, but only came to tender from EC8, which they did not utter before the court. Now, the appeal court further held that for the tribunal to conclude that the margins of votes where elections were not held or were cancelled can sway the vote cast, the list of registered voters must be present before it. This is not done. Now, in addition, the court held that the voters' registers was never placed before the lower tribunal, adding that the tribunal merely listed or merely relied on Form EC8 brought by witnesses who were not even the makers. Now, the court also held that the elections were conclusive and faulted the tribunal's directive to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to conduct a supplementary election within 90 days in specific polling units. Now, on the whole, the appeal court wholly set aside the judgment of the lower tribunal. The National Assembly Elections Petition Tribunal, sitting in Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos, had in a unanimous judgment declared the election inconclusive and ordered the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to conduct a supplementary election within 90 days in 33 polling units where elections did not hold. Now, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) candidate Bankole Wellington, aka Banky W, who was declared second in the polls, and the All Progressive Congress Ibrahim Obanikoro had both filed petitions to challenge the elections of February 25, 2023. Now, the Independent National Electoral Commission had declared Atta winner of the February 25th election, having scored 24,075 votes, where Banky W, who was represented at the Court of Appeal by Chief Kemi Penhiro of the Senior Advocate of Nigeria, scored 18,668 votes. Obanikoro, represented by Chief Abiodun Owoniko, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, had 16,901 votes, respectively. When it comes to elections, it's actually a very, very beautiful game when you see the people go into court to actually argue out what they feel is actually the real winner. Now, in his petition, Bankole Wellington had argued that the respondent was, at that time of the election, not qualified to contest the election, and that the election was invalid because of the corrupt practices and non-compliance with the provision of the Electoral Act of 2022. Now, the popular music artist and actor who also contended that the Labour Party candidate was not duly elected by the majority of the lawful votes cast at the election. Reacting to the judgment, Ibrahim Obanikoro on his ex, formerly known as Twitter handle, said, "I would like to congratulate Representative Jude Thaddeus Atta on his victory at the appeal court today. Let's show our support for him so he will give us a good representation for the next 4 years in Esiota." Is that not what elections should be like? When someone doesn't win, you congratulate who's actually duly elected. Now, the People's Democratic Party candidate of the Esiota House of Representatives seat in Lagos, Bankole Wellington, has expressed his excitement over the recent judgment by the tribunal regarding his petition. Now, the National Assembly Election Petition Tribunal, sitting in Tafawa Balewa Square, Lagos State, invalidated the election victory of Thaddeus Attar from the Labour Party as the duly elected representatives of the Esi Ota Federal Constituency. Now, in the judgment delivered by the tribunal ruled that the elections were inconclusive and directed the Independent National Electoral Commission to conduct a supplementary election within 90 days in all polling units where voting did not take place. Now, Banky W., who was also declared the runner-up in the February 23 election, said, and the All Progressive Congress candidate Ibrahim Bajide Obanikoro had both filed petitions challenging the election results. The electoral umpire declared Atta the winner with over 24,075 votes, where Banky W. and Obanikoro polled 18,668 votes and 16,901 votes, respectively. Now, in the response to the tribunal's decision, Banky W., during an interview with Arise News on Tuesday, expressed his satisfaction, highlighting that voters who had allegedly been disenfranchised during the previous polls now have the opportunities to cast their votes. Now, he disclosed that approximately 29,000 eligible voters had been denied their constitutional right due to intimidation, vote suppression, and other electoral malpractices. Now, he said, I am grateful that the tribunal agreed that when it comes to the matter of electoral process, every voice deserves to be heard and every voice deserves to be counted. What we saw at SC Ota, which probably reflected in every other part of the country, is that there are several polling units where elections didn't happen. In some places, there were voter suppression, intimidation, and in some places, there were violence. And in some places, the Independent National Electoral Commission officials, INEC, showed up, but there were no ballots. From our calculations, about 29,000 people were not able to participate in the election, which is their constitutional right. I am glad that the tribunal saw merit in our petition, and the people who were denied their rights now have a second chance. That's why it's very, very interesting for Banky W, as he actually chased up the petition up to this particular point in time. But Nigerians still had something to say about it. Is it because he did not win, that is why he's actually coming with a petition saying over 29,000 people did not vote? Does he know them by names? Only him, music, only him, acting, only him, politics. Nigeria is the only country where I see a lot of people are confused about what they want to become in future. It's just like you starting up saying you want to become a doctor and end up becoming a DJ. Banky W, Zurukwani K. They've told you. Okay, I see no reason why Banky W is actually chasing over all this. If he knows he has a bad musical career, why don't he go back to his boy, Whiskey, to tell him how he maintained his fame up to this date? Imagine you person when you bring up, don't leave you go, they play. Okay, that's all on the reaction segment. Nigerians, do well to drop your comments, do well to tell me what you think about Banky W chasing about this petition, and if you think the Labour Party has an opportunity to win this particular election when it comes through by the Independent National Electoral Commission. Thank you very much. This is InfoGist.